What's good, y'all? It's Solution back at it again with another Mental Gym video in which I give you guys frameworks you can use to become extremely successful and achieve all the goals that you are after. So let's get right into it. So today I want to talk about accountability and why it is so important to help you achieve your goals. Like I say about every framework. So the definition I came up with for accountability is taking control of your circumstances to be able to achieve your goals. Taking control of your circumstances to be able to achieve your goals. Taking control. So before I get into the exercise you can use to become more accountable, I want to ask you guys a very super duper important question. So I want you to look me in the eyes, look Solution in the eyes, and I want you to be honest with me. Do you want the universe, society, girls, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your cousins, grass, the rain, weather, the sun, the solar system to determine whether you are successful or not? I'll give you time to think. Okay, time's up. So if your answer to that is yes, click off this video because unfortunately I cannot help you at all. I cannot help you at all. What I'm going to talk about in the rest of this video is not going to serve you at all. So click off this video, go enjoy the rest of your life. You're good. Right. So for the rest of you that probably, or me asking you that probably disgusted you, and even you might feel a little bit disrespected right now, my fault. So we can get into the rest of the video. So it is extremely important for you to take control of your circumstances. Because at the end of the day, circumstances are always going to exist. Your mom, your dad, your cousin, the universe, the solar system, all these things are always going to exist aside from you, right? So you're going to have to realize that despite these other things existing, you're going to still have your wants and your desires. Those are not going to go away. You're going to have your goals that you want to achieve and the success that you want to achieve. It's going to be there. So you cannot allow these things that are just existing, having their own existence, to get in the way of you being able to do what you're supposed to be doing, right? You do not want to feel that way. Because for many of you, I bet you already know what it feels like to feel like your circumstances are doing this, your mom's doing this, your dad, or whatever, your cousin, your uncle, or doing these things that are preventing you from getting what you want, right? You probably feel horrible. Whereas when you feel like you're in control, when you feel like you have the ability to walk downstairs and go get a cookie right now, that probably feels great, right? And that's what makes accountability so important to have, because you can actually do what you want, right? Without having to be mad and frustrated that you would otherwise couldn't, right? So the exercise I want you guys to do for yourself in order to make sure you're taking as much control over your circumstances as possible is the first step of this equation is blame yourself. Right? So blame yourself. As I was just mentioning, if you do not blame yourself for your circumstances, then other people will control your ability to do something, right? So think about it like this. It's basically like driving a car, but you cannot touch the steering wheel. Like you're not allowed to touch the steering wheel. All you can do is press the accelerator or the brake. So if you were to drive like that, do you think you would get very far? Probably not, right? You are not gonna go anywhere because the minute you hit the accelerator or the brake, you're probably gonna hit a curb, hit another car, hit a tree, drive off into a forest. You're gonna head in all these directions. And then what most people do who do not want to take accountability, you're going to be like, well, can't go to where I want to go because I hit the curb, so it's the curb's fault. Or can't go to where I want to go because I hit another car and the car's in the way. Or the barrier on the street is in the way. Or the building is in the way, right? This is what people who don't take accountability do. And for that reason, they're not able to get to their destination. They're like, well, I can't get there. Look at all this stuff in the way. Whereas when you do take accountability, when you blame yourself for your circumstances, regardless of what they are, you give yourself an opportunity to overcome them. Because now imagine you're able to touch the steering wheel when you drive a car, which we are, right? And what is so nice about us being able to touch the steering wheel? We can move around obstacles. When we can touch the steering wheel, we know the curb is there. In the same way, we are aware of circumstances. You know the curb is there, but you can move your steering wheel to not hit the curb, to not hit other people's cars, to not go hit a tree, to not drive off into the forest, to not hit a building. But these things exist, but we can still get to the destination of where we want to go because we have put our hand on the steering. We've given ourselves control. We've given ourselves control over our direction, over our ability to get somewhere. And the only way you can do this, is to blame yourself. You have to blame yourself for your circumstance. You have to look at your current circumstance. You have to look at everything right now that you are complaining about. Everything right now that you are complaining about. Because the thing is, when you complain, you are choosing to blame someone else. And as I just showed you with the car example, when you blame somebody else, you're not going anywhere anymore. You have plateaued. You've hit your limit. If you're blaming your mom, your dad right now, your coach or whatever, in whatever path you're on to achieving your goals, you have plateaued. You have stopped. Your ability to achieve your goals is now gone because you have given control to someone else. You've decided they are going to determine whether you win or not. You've decided that for yourself. And the only way you can make sure you always have an opportunity to win is to blame yourself. I know it seems like I'm going really hard on this, but I'm telling you, a lot of us get stuck here. And even me personally, I've gotten stuck here. Where I did blame myself. I'm like, it's my dad, it's my mom, it's this girl, it's this. It's like, because it's easy to do that. It's just this. But then over time, I started to realize when other people were achieving things I wanted, I'm like, bro, I hate this. I don't want to sit here and feel like I can't do what I want to be able to do because it's this person or that person. So you need to catch yourself when you're complaining and start to blame yourself for all your circumstances, all of your circumstances. And I know initially hearing that might sound crazy, but then when you think about it and getting into the next part of this equation, you can do what? Solve the problem or problems. You can now solve the problem. So imagine this. If you blame yourself for all your circumstances, you can solve all of them now. Because the only way you can solve something is by having control over it. If you cannot choose, if you don't have discretion, by discretion, I mean choice. If you do not have the ability to choose, bruh, you cannot solve the problem. Keeping it a buck, you just simply cannot do anything. You can't do anything anymore. Because you have not given yourself control. But the minute you blame yourself for all your circumstances, your eyes open up. Your hand is now on the steering wheel. And you're like, what do I got to do to get around this curb? What do I got to do to get around this tree? What do I got to do to get around that building? Right? What do I got to do to merge onto the highway? You can figure shit out now. Right? But then you're probably thinking too, it's like, well, how do I figure shit out? Well, when you blame yourself for the problem, right? You can figure shit out with skill. You can figure shit out now with skills, right? Because skills are actions that help you achieve your goals. You can now take action because you have control. Your hand's on the steering wheel now, my friend. So now you can take action with your skills, right? You can use your skills to figure shit out. You could do another maneuver. You can take another action. Look how much further along we already are now because you can simply take action now compared to before. Your hand's not on the steering wheel. You couldn't even do nothing. You don't even give yourself a choice or an opportunity. With actions, you now can use your skills to maneuver. You can test different shit out. You can take different action, right? And if you're stuck still, you can always go seek out knowledge because you have the ability to act now. Because you've made the thing your problem. You can go seek knowledge, right? And you will seek knowledge from your value circle. And your value circle, right? Your value circle is people who will help you achieve your goals because they have knowledge that you could use. And for example, these people could be someone who's achieved what you want to achieve, right? Or it could be someone who wants to achieve the same thing as you. Because if they're taking action, you could potentially learn from their actions, gain their skill, solve whatever problem is in your way from achieving whatever goal you want to achieve. Or the best version of it, you can have someone who's achieved what you want and you can work with them. For example, if your uncle is a plumber and you want to be a plumber too, you can go ask to work for your uncle. He'd probably be cool with it. And then boom, he could give you knowledge, which would give you skills to solve problems. And this all began simply because you chose to blame yourself. You chose to blame yourself for your circumstances. For all of your circumstances, you chose to blame yourself for it. I'm telling you, it's so important. And it's like the biggest thing I had to mentally overcome. Blaming yourself. When you look at a situation, instead of complaining or getting mad, ask yourself, how can I get over this? How can I overcome this? This is my fault. You have to look at shit all the time and say, this is my fault. I'm not where I want to be because of me. Because of me. It's on me, bruh. Like, you should not even want to blame other people. I'm telling you, bruh. Because it's easy to do that, but we do not realize the level of unrivaled strength we are giving away when we decide to push the blame, bruh. And many of us realize it too late after years and years of blaming other people. So you have to decide for yourself, hey, I'm going to blame myself. And as I already pushed all the people out at the start of the video who don't want to blame themselves, you're someone who wants to blame yourself. So blame yourself for all of your circumstances. And with that being done, you can now solve the problem because, like I said, your hand is now on the steering wheel. Because you can look at the thing objectively. You can look at it and be like, this is my fault. So what now? You have to solve the problem. Well, how do I solve a problem solution? With skills. Well, I'm trying all these actions, but nothing is working. But I'm trying some, which is good. So if you don't know what you're doing, you got to go seek out your value circle. People who've achieved what you want, people who want to achieve the same thing as you, or people who've achieved what you want and you can work with them. I'll link my value circle video down below so you can learn more about that if that's something you want to learn about, because it's a previous video I made. But then you seek out your value circle. I do not give a fuck if you are in Pakistan and all you have is a goat. 2 goats. You have 2 goats. You got 2 goats from Pakistan and you live in a hut. You can achieve what you want. As long as you blame yourself for your current circumstance. As long as you blame yourself, I don't care if you're in Pakistan with a hut and 2 goats, you can get skills, and you can get skills by finding the best person in Pakistan who owns tons of goats and is rich or something. You can find a way. You just have to give yourself the chance. And you only give yourself that chance when you blame yourself. So yeah, that is pretty much my accountability video and why I believe it is so important. Because when you take control, you give yourself strength. And who doesn't want to be strong? Because when you're strong and you're powerful, you can influence what goes on. And if you can influence what goes on, your hand is on the steering wheel, you can drive to wherever destination you are trying to get to. So yeah, please give me feedback on that. Did that make sense? Do you think that is helpful? Are you going to be able to use this to think through your own situations or your own circumstances? Make sure you blame yourself. Start to solve the problem by attaining skills if you don't have them already. Or you can go find those skills from someone in your value circle who will breathe the information and breathe the knowledge into you so you can attain the skills in order to achieve your goals. Let me know. Please give me feedback. And also, please like the video. Boost this in the algorithm so more guys can be more accountable to be able to achieve whatever goals they are after. And with that being said, I guess I'll catch you guys in the next Mental Gym video. Peace.